Okay, so hello everyone. I'm not going anywhere, but I just wanted to talk crap and do my makeup and get real personal. Yay! Don't we love getting personal? I saw this funny quote. I'm gonna see if I can find it about air signs, and it was just like air signs love to um, when air signs finally try to say something serious and then in their head they're thinking about like how to make it funny, I was like, wow, me. I just don't like being too serious all the time. Give me a second. Okay, I'm back. But truly I feel like seriosity killed a cat. Yeah, I thought it was funny. Anyways, but no, seriously, I just seriously don't like just talking about, serious shit or like with people in general. So today we gonna get personal. So, drink your tea, drink your coffee. Um, this is gonna get interesting, and I mean, you can judge if you want, but I know y'all been through some ish too. It's almost been about 2 years since I've dated anyone. Seriously, since I dated anyone. And it's quite interesting to see how my life has unfolded within that time. And while I don't think that I would have been any prepared or ready within those 2 years to date anyone, I do feel like, I don't know, I always felt a bit like I should have been at least talking to people. And it's not that I haven't, I just get really discouraged. So I'll leave all the products down if you guys are wondering what I'm using. So, uh, I first was talking to this. So before the 2 years, I was talking to this guy, and things just did not work out. He just was emotionally unavailable. We were going back and forth for I think like 2 years, and it was just not the best situationship I've had. And I feel like I did not waste my time because it clearly and openly taught me what I wanted and what I definitely did not want in a relationship. And so I don't regret having that. After that, I was like focusing on myself, all this crap, and then I was more open to dating, but still I feel like I was guarded. And I was guarded because I didn't want to get hurt again. And I didn't want to have expectations and then the expectations not be met and then be in disappointment and then have my guard up again. And that's pretty much what it has been like before the 2 year lapse. And it kind of sucked because most of it was just out of my expectations of what a relationship should be like. And not saying that that's not a valid thing to have, like, you should have expectations, but I think that when you expect too much, you will get disappointed. Especially because people are people and things happen and shit changes, and you know, um, someone might not be what you thought they were. So, you know, it happens. It happens. So that was pretty much my whole thing with relationships and why I just would not date anybody and would not even try to invest myself in anyone. And apart from that, I was investing on myself. I was working on myself, working on what I wanted to do in life. So I just felt like truly to invest my time in anyone else was just, I don't want to say a waste of time, but it was just like I would have to prioritize time separately from the time that I had, and I was just not willing to do that. The same reason why I'm not willing to have kids right now. It kind of, you know, it sucked sometimes. I'm not gonna lie, not having anyone there, because of course you have friends and stuff. And my friend group, I think almost everyone now is dating someone or talking to someone, and I'm kind of like the black sheep. Where, when have I not been? When I'm just, you know, not really interested in anyone, not really talking to anyone. I feel like now too, my standards are so much more precise. Not in a bad way, not in a way where I'm like super duper picky and if you don't have all these things, I'm not gonna date you. But in the way that, you know, I'll narrow down my search if you meet certain stuff or if you seem like you're worth my time. So I was talking to this one person. We started talking, I want to say like 2 months or a month ago. And before this, also, I always felt like talking to more than one person was just too weird for me. Like just talking, not dating. Um, but I think mostly it's just because I feel like I'll mix up names and then the guy will feel weird, like, why are you calling me so and so? And you know, we don't want to get into that predicament. So I was talking to this one guy, and he did live in another state, but it was like pretty close, and things seemed way different than uh, what they usually were. It just seemed way more relaxed. It seemed like, I don't know, it didn't seem like I had to try too hard to talk to this person, and it didn't feel forced. Like the conversations didn't feel forced, and I know the difference between, you see, these things are pigmented. Like you have to be so careful with this crap, and now I have to fix it. The conversations didn't seem any type of, like, it just seemed very easy. So needless to say, we went on a date, and the date was great. Like it was probably one of the best dates I've ever had, like ever. Like truly, I was like super duper impressed, especially because it was one of those dates where like typically I don't like doing the activities that we did. Like I don't like going out to like lounges and stuff that often, but it was so much fun. Like it was insane. Anyways, and then we both went on vacation, so then we couldn't meet up again because we were in different countries, and then it just seemed like we were talking less and less every day. And where it ended, that, and most of the time it just felt like I was the one putting in work, and like he wasn't putting in work. um and it wasn't like that beforehand, which is why I was even more confused. And then I was watching a video, a poster down, because I forgot her name, but she was saying, if you're confused, then like it's not worth it, because you shouldn't be confused. Like, it shouldn't be any type of confusion. So then I decided, like, you know what? If this person really wanted to, they would reach out. Like, at the end of the day, like, I'm not gonna make excuses for people because I've done it before, and I'm not gonna try to rationalize anything because I've done it before. This is what it is, and this is who the person is, I guess. Like, this is who they are at this moment, and I'm not, you know, dating someone who, like, is in and out of my life. Like, that's not gonna happen. Um, I made a commitment to myself that the next person I date was truly going to be worth it. Like, was truly not going to waste my time. We just stopped talking. And I feel like expectations truly mess you up sometimes, because sometimes you feel like you have to be a certain person or act a certain way. And I've had situations like that in the past where I've changed myself, or I put my value on what other people, usually the people that I was dating, would say or do. And I've grown so much from that I think I can realize when BS happens, and what things I'm willing to deal with and what things I'm not willing to deal with. And I just feel like that kind of standard you have to have before dating. Immediately after I had decided to post to stop talking to him, I put up a barrier, because that's what I'm used to. And I don't like letting people in after that, because I'm just like, no, no, not happening. I don't think that I was completely hurt. I don't think it was more of a hurt thing. I think part of it was that I was hurt, because I was just like, I invested time into this. But I also just think that it was that you could have a person that you really like and it still not work out. But I try to find the positive in that, and I kind of switch it around and just said that if I found someone like that, then I could find someone else like that and better. And he definitely was better than the guys that I've dated in the past. So if I could find someone like that now, then I can find someone like that in the future. And that doesn't necessarily, and that just because it didn't really work out with him doesn't necessarily mean that it won't work out with someone else. I also just want to say, like, there are no hard feelings towards this person. And I think in the past, I've been very extremely brutal on the people I've dated, whether they deserved it or not, because again, I would put up a barrier and I would just be like, nah, fuck you. Like, and it sounds really bad, but I was really easy to cut off people, because again, it was protecting myself. At the end of the day, I was protecting myself, and I didn't want to get hurt, and I did not. And like, in some cases, it was just like, I don't need that type of energy. But I think kind of taking away the action from the person and just seeing them as a person, and again, I think it's just with experience to completely understand that people's actions are usually not about you. And more times than not, they're just going through their own shit. So you can't even take things personal. Like, I've done stuff too where, I'm not proud of, and where I truly just been an asshole because I was going through my own shit in the same situation as I am, and it's just feeling like, when am I gonna find this very perfect person, or not even perfect person, but a person that you wanna, spend a good amount of time with? Like, when is this happening? Um, it's gonna happen in its own timing. Like, I'm not rushing anything. Um, I know that I have a lot to work on, which is why I'm really not rushing. And I also understand that there is a time and place for everything. So, yes. And let me know if you guys have gone through anything similar, or if you guys have any similar, like, barrier experiences, because truly, I think that's like one of my biggest issues, um, in terms of relationship, is putting my guard up and then not caring. And like, I think that's one quality that I do certainly have as a Gemini, is just like, once I'm done, I'm done. Like, there is no going back, like, unless you weren't like a horrible person, and you didn't do anything like insanely crazy, like cheating or anything like that, I might reconsider. But for me to give people a second chance, again, it's hard. I thought that this would just be a good topic to talk about, because I feel like a lot of people are in relationships right now, and you might be feeling like it's getting colder and I have no one, and when is this person coming? And I think also with just timing, like, the only person that you disappoint at the end of the day when you put a time frame to something is yourself. So, and that's another big thing that I've been working on, is just not putting a time frame, because truly the only person you're disappointing is yourself. And I said this time and time again with God, I've just been like, listen, Linda, I don't care how long it takes. I really don't. As long as I know that the next person I'm with is like beyond me. Is like a person that I'm even shocked. I also see relationships where people clearly should not be together and are still together. And while that is not my business, and I'm no one to talk about relationships or like how relationships should work, I still feel like you I still feel there needs to be some like discernment, some kind of like rule book. I don't fucking know. Something where you're just like, okay, like, this is not worth it anymore. Like, I'm not happy anymore. I think also part of the reason why I'm okay with waiting is because for the most part I've been pretty happy, like, with myself, with where I'm at in life, like, and now I feel like having a relationship is just an added bonus, and it's not going to define my happiness. Whereas before, um, I kind of went into relationships trying to find the happiness. And it's true, like, the corniness of, happiness is within you is literally, like, God is the truth. You're not gonna find happiness nowhere else. People are like bound to disappoint you. It's just facts, because like I said, people go through shit too, and like a lot of the time they don't mean to hurt people. And like it says, hurt people hurt people. So how can you expect people to not hurt you if the person you're talking to is also hurt? That this would be good to talk about, because that's kind of where I've been in my life. I've been trying to rationalize why I shouldn't put a barrier up. And I feel like God has time and time again just been like, can you put the guard down? Because if you want this person to come into your life, you need to put the guard down. And I just keep putting it back up. I think that my guard is less down than when it used to be. I think I've had guards so up sometimes that it's kind of hard to get back from them. But I think I'm way better. This last guy, I probably would have been like, fuck you, you piece of shit, like just a bunch of other stuff. Because I got attached. And I didn't, because I wasn't as attached, because I didn't have a shit ton of expectations like I used to. And instead, I just let things be and, wished him the best from afar. But still wished him the best because I understand that people go through stuff and that not everything is crystal clear and perfect, and that, sometimes we also have to understand, like, not everyone knows how to communicate effectively. And I don't try to make excuses for anyone or anything like that, but I do try to understand why things might have not worked out. Not too much, not obsessively, but just trying to be in the other person's shoes, because I feel like originally we get so defensive that we just think of like how much the person has hurt us, and we don't even think about the fact that the person might not know how to communicate, or the person has gone through a shitty relationship before talking to you, so they have their guard up, or they don't love themselves, so they don't know how to love someone else, or they're scared of being in a relationship. Like, there's just so many things that could be the in the midst of things not working out. And I think it's unrealistic to say, well, if that person is going through all that stuff, they shouldn't be dating anyone, because I think at the end of the day, everyone is trying to find love, and everyone's trying to find someone to share their experiences with. So to say that they shouldn't be finding that, I don't think that's up to you. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. I know this was like pretty long. It might be pretty long. I don't know. But definitely let me know if this resonated with you. My stomach is grumbling. So, and this is the look. This is pretty simple. I should have put mascara, but I put it later. But yeah, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.